Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mudassar Sharif, and today the topic for my presentation is what is artificial intelligence. In this presentation, we will first talk about what is AI, and then we will discuss about types of learning in AI. There are three most probably used type of learning these days in artificial intelligence. These are supervised learning, unsupervised learning, and reinforcement learning. And after that, we will discuss about what are the other terminology used in AI or methodologies used in AI are machine learning, deep learning. And in machine learning, we also have a number of other strategies. We can say neural networks or convolutional neural network and genetic algorithm. We will discuss in a brief view about it, and after that we will discuss about what is the role of AI in industry and how it impacts us in our society, and what are the additional concerns regarding AI inside the society. So let's get started. AI stands for artificial intelligence, the simulation of human intelligence in machines. This can include tasks such as problem-solving skills, decision-making, and pattern recognition. These are the three broad things that really involve in uh, machine intelligence. In the we can say we have a one most prominent example these days in machine intelligence is self-driving car. What self-driving car will do, it contains a series of sensors and cameras that get the information from the surroundings, you from different devices that are attached inside the car, and then the algorithm they perform different sort of algorithm they perform the actions over these data sets, and at the end it can take some decision such as turning right, left, etc. As you have seen in this figure, we have a certain sensor they are deployed here in front of the car and also in the rear of the car, and there are yellow signal. It's most of the time it's lidar that also detect the overall observation surrounding the car. We don't want to go inside in detail at the moment. We are just giving you an example of artificial intelligence. It is very important for us to understand that AI is not a singular technology, rather than it is a combination of interdisciplinary field that involve in between computers, psychology, philosophy, and other discipline. Uh, Now let's more for example, we have used artificial intelligence technique, but before using it, we must have to understand how the different terminology is that we have divided artificial intelligence into different categories. For example, supervised learning. As I discussed about, it's a terminology used where you have a input of your data and the output is already predefined. For example, you have already given some information to do some decision and the result is already available inside that data. This type of machine learning involves using labeled data to train a model to make prediction or decisions. For example, a supervised learning algorithm can be used to predict whether a customer will default on a loan based on their previous credit history. It's really important. There are more than other scenario as well that already get the feedback from the history of the student, from the history of the customer or the employee or the student, to predict that either the student will pass the course or not, or student will involve in this learning lesson or not. We use student activities prediction using open analytics engineering engine that is specially designed for students. And similarly, if somebody who is interested to get the loan, so the person inside the bank who is working over there, he already got all the information from the employee, what is his credit history, how many times he took the loan and paid over time, or certain cases when he didn't pay the proposed loan before over time, then they can see how things are working with respect to his current credit history. And then it is very easy for the people they are working inside the bank to take the decision either they are going to offer him or her a loan or not. Here is really a example. For example, we have a label data on the left hand side. They both are Apple, and we will give this training to our machine learning algorithm, and then on the output we already have two output, and then we already have defined these output. They will come as a Apple. For example, we have both Apple, then we will give machine the algorithm machine to decide, and in supervised learning case we already have a output of Apple, and the similar for the other inputs we already defined. In this label data, we don't have more than two output for the moment. Unsupervised learning, this is another learning technique where you have input data sequence, but you don't have a proposed output. This type of learning called unsupervised learning. In this type of machine learning, the algorithm is given unlabeled data. It means that the data is coming coming from the input patterns, and the algorithm have to find the specified pattern and relation in between without having the predefined output. If we will see in our previous case, in supervised learning, we already have a predefined inputs and outputs, but in unsupervised learning, we don't have a predefined output. We only have a input data that is coming from other sensors. And one of the example is of unsupervised learning algorithm is identify customer segments based on their purchasing behavior. For example, there are a customer who might purchase cheese from the utility store, but there is also chances that he will also get the milk and also yogurt as well. So such type of behavior can be predicted upon the behavior of the user rather than claiming that he already have defined everything. Here we have another picture that explains that we have a set of data that is available over here for three different consumer, and they are fetching this data, and they belong to the different customer, but they are clustered inside one individual unit. For example, we have a number of bananas here. For one employer, they took only two bananas and an apple, and then the other customer took two apple, strawberry, and banana, and the third one also go with the two apple and a banana. Then at the end, we calculate in three different cluster with the banana, apple, and strawberry. So this is another technique for supervised learning where the correlated data can be a form of cluster rather than an individual unit. Here we will discuss about the third type. That's reinforcement learning. In reinforcement learning, which is totally different than supervised learning and unsupervised learning, this type of machine learning involves training a model to make decision based on the feedback or reward. How does it works? in this model, the model do not know about its environment, and it can take decision based upon the information that it has been received around from around its surrounding. For example, a reinforcement learning algorithm can be used to train a robot to navigate through a maze. Um, we can also get another example. For example, there is a certain reports, they are working on the package different products, and they are getting these products, and then they have to shipment into another room where the shipment address will be labeled over it. So these packaging will be done according to uh, this packaging will be done and authorized according to different reports. They have a different things to do, and then they ship to the next room according to when the package will be ready. I will more explain in the next slide how this environment works. This environment, for example, we have an agent in reinforcement learning where it have to take some action with respect to the available environment, and then the state will be changed accordingly, and the reward will be assigned according to the agent behavior, that it take an action according to the environment, and reward will be in the form of either he gets some thing, or either he lose more than get something. For example, we have a robot. In this example, we have a robot that have to observe. Either it will go towards the fire, or it has to go towards the tap, where it actually it have to get some water. When the robot will be more closer to the basket, then it will get more points, more rewards, rather than when it goes toward uh, the fire. For example, if reward move near to the fire, then it have a plenty of minus 50 points, and it can be a bad action. The next time the reward will have to avoid it. Similarly, when reward will be more closer to the bucket, then it can hold this bucket to get vanished from the fire. So we can use such type of agent-based scenarios in firefighting, rather than we employ more people that do these tasks. So now let's talk about further things regarding AI. Machine learning, it is an terminology. It is a subset terminology used in AI to involve training algorithm on data to make prediction or decision without being explicitly programmed. It is very hard for the programmer to make thousands of decisions, um, and it at the same time, and it will also with a lot of processing. So the scientists have used machine learning techniques, where the input will be information will be given through the inputs, and the training will be done using a convolutional neural network or artificial neural network, and then take further decision according to the available data and the reward that is assigned to it uh, during the computation. Here is one of the example of we can say recommendation system in e-commerce, where it can recommend according to the choice of the person who is gonna purchase something. For example, if a person who would like to look something regarding to the shoe or clothing, then we can say that it can also, if for example, if he selects some shoe, then it is also possible that he will get some shoe accessory, for example, polish or brush for it. Similar, we have another person who is interested to see some sports cloth, where uh, where he will choose a shoe. Then it is also high probability that he will also select some trouser or some shirt as well. And similar, someone who is watching streaming or movies, then it is also possible that he can also reserve some other TV series as well. That's why a recommendation system can recommend according to the involvement of the user. Deep learning, it is another technique that is being used in machine learning. It is a subset of machine learning used with the help of neural network to improve the accuracy and prediction over over the given decision. Deep learning is a combination of more than one hidden layers rather than a simple network, and it's really complex. We don't want to go into the detail at the moment. In our next application section, where we will discuss all these things in with the help of a complete scenario, and we will discuss more in detail over there. It is very important to know that how AI is being used and in industry, and how industry is getting benefits from it. First, we would like to talk about the healthcare. AI have really good benefits in healthcare, where, for example, if we will talk with respect to the doctor, doctor can have all the information regarding to their patients, where it can get some decisions according to the results fetched from the laboratory, and give some and provide some prescription to the patient with treatment, and also to help him to do some training in order to fit uh, in order to make him themselves fit. Secondly, if we will talk regarding to the finance, AI also have a really good impact in financial sectors, where the algorithm they can be used to take some decision. Sometimes we cannot have enough manpower, then we can also use chatbot, where it can get uh, some uh, some input from the end user, and then provide a resultant according to the given input, and ChatGPT is one of the best example for it. Secondly, we can use the machine learning algorithm to predict the behavior of our customer. They applied for the loan, where we will get all the information from the customer credit history, and then we can predict the proposed loan according to the information that we have received uh, from his or her credit history. It is also possible that to give him or her some loan, we can also uh, give some recommendation to our customer in order to fulfill that criteria. And then there are also possible that it is very important to get the fraud detection using machine learning algorithm, which is really important to give the privacy and security to our end user. If we will talk with respect to transportation, it is very important. In our first example, where we have shown a autonomous car that get information from its surrounding, and then then making a decisions. But there are other scenario as well. For example, if a car is that that drive over the fuel, gasoline or petrol or some other source of fuel, then it is also possible that we can make a prediction that how long after how long it has to require more fuel, and then it is also possible to show in certain tank station that is near on their way towards his or her journey. It is also important that we can also show them their active location, where it is at the moment, and how much traffic around him, how much weather condition it is, and uh, there are a lot of other information it can be provided uh, on the requirement of the end user. As I explained in my previous slide, energy is also very important, and according with the help of this machine learning techniques, we can easily manage our energy resources in the form of smart grids, where we can see that how much energy that is required for our industry, how much energy that is required for our household regional inhabitants, and also how much energy we can produce and how much energy we can save it. If, for example, if our energy source is from wind and solar and nuclear power and some coal plant as well, then we can only produce the energy that is required for our inhabitants and our household use, rather than we have produced more energy, which is a wastage of resources, money, and it also infect the environment as well. It is also possible that we can also use machine learning in our agriculture sector, where we can see the status of the soil and analyze the temperature and humidity at that time with respect to the certain product that we are growing in the field. And with the help of drones, we can see that how much health assessment of that irrigation is, and how much monitoring with respect to the crop and spraying is required at that point. And there are also some other livestock management things that we can monitor, that how much our productivity is, how much healthy product we have produced, and how much it can be a how much it can serve for the people, their people requirements, using some business intelligence techniques that we can use with the help of the data that we have received from our agriculture and automated irrigation management system. The other big sector where AI produce a really high influence, that is manufacturing, where the lot of tools are being developed and the industry is automated. Then we can see how the robotics are working and applying all the necessary requirements step by step, and then how the packaging is done and how the packaging is moved and recorded and implanted into the containers, and then how they are shipped towards towards the specified location. All these processes really analyzed from the state of production until the state of the shipment, and it gives you overall view how much logistic we have, how much logistic is required, how much logistic we have produced, and how much income at the moment we have in hand, and uh, how much further our requirements are. It all depend upon, and we can get an overall big picture using these machine learning techniques in our manufacturing industry. There is no doubt that AI is really a vast field that is expected to continue and give more and more advanced impact in society, using various ways of shaping the future of work, communication, and daily life. And, and due to all these variation, uh, where the more variation we have, we can see around us with the help of AI, especially for the automation of jobs, where everything will be automated from advertisement point of view, toward the publish point of view, toward the selection of the applicants, and it will improve the efficiency and productivity of certain organization as well. If we will talk with respect to the better healthcare, that is also really important, because somebody who has given their sample to the laboratory and get the results from it, then all this data will be stored and analyzed further to avoid such type of problem and prescribe more further training and healthy diets in order to avoid all these problems that have been found in from uh, from certain patients. And there are also it increase more security and surveillance with the help of security cameras and that using actively machine learning techniques in order to detect unauthorized events and then take the active decision according to these events. And there are also with the help of it we can also be able to get a more accurate weather prediction and weather forecasting as well. There is no doubt that with the help of AI, we can also easily manage or more better management in the form of transportation, logistics, and manufacturing. So AI is going to impact in future as well. One of the good example for the logistics and movements of products using autonomous drones that use as a shipment on the state over the fly uh, to provide more cost to and faster delivery. So we use autonomous drone for it. We can also use autonomous drone for firefighting, and we can also use autonomous drone inside a shipment inside the manufacturing industry as well. Yes, here is the other beautiful, the other more accurate of impact of AI is in autonomous vehicle, where we will see more than in near future we can see more vehicle they are moving autonomously and everything is controls and managed from the centralized location and the at the edge of the network where the intelligence have been applied to move the transportation more accurately and efficiently. AI will be more impactful in personalized learning and language translation. Uh, uh, the most beautiful example for it is to get a more personalized help from the automated chatbots like ChatGPT, Student AI, and there is another language translator tools, Quill AI, where the student can give a more text and the information to the automated AI bot chatbot that brings more information, more personalized learning skills according to the requirement of the end user, and can also be helpful for the language translation as well. AI can be more helpful in future for military and surveillance application. There is no doubt that AI has a really good potential to use for both positive and negative purpose, such as in military and surveillance application, but it depends upon the end user for which purpose they would like to use it. They can use to have a online fraud. Machine learning can also be used to for online crime, cyber crimes, and also it can be used for the weather prediction in order to avoid uncertain events. It is also a good that it is also possible that the AI can be used for the collaboration between industries, government, and academics to have a necessary and responsible development, and the implementation of AI can lead us in that perspective as well, where the staff from industry and from government and academic they can sit together and to have a really collaborative output that will be helpful for our end user. As for in our last couple of slides, we have really discussed a lot about the AI usage, but on the same other side, there are a lot of potential concerns with respect to the audience point of view to use AI, and I have also mentioned a few concerns here that are really important to give more another point of view of end user. why they are lacking to use AI or why they are afraid of AI. Most of the people, they think that their job displacement, AI will take their job, but it is not the case. That, for example, some people, when the computer were invented, some people think that computer will take over to the human intelligence, or the physical human, but still it is involved in between us. And although it give us more productivity and most useful availability with the help of computer and human intelligence, and rather than evacuate human from the industry. So with the help of AI, it will be more helpful for us to done our queries more efficiently and easily. Some people think that AI, there is no doubt that AI is used over the provided data. If the data is biased and it is not presenting really well, then it can have a discrimination outcomes. Yes, but that is possible, but it's all depend upon the inputs. AI is not anything that have a ability to think like human, but we can train them to take better decisions. But everything is possible, all aspects with respect to the information that we have provided. If we have provided really good and accurate information during the learning process, then this chance of biasness and discrimination will be very less. Lack of accountability, yes, this is also a major concern. Why the people are not really much forcing themselves to use AI. It can be difficult to determine who is responsible for the action that is being taken, and it hold individual or organization for the accountability on any negative consequence. That is possible, but as I discussed earlier, when we will train our algorithm efficiently and more accurately, then these kind of problems will be negligible. Yes, there are possible that it can be used for the negative perspective as well. There are high risk of negative use for vulnerabilities that we have seen in cyber attacks, which can occur with the help of machine learning as well. But it all depend upon the someone's behavior, that or how or why they would like to use that system. Everything has a positive impact and negative impact as well. But if you will use for the positive impact, it will be more helpful for the society as well. Yes, there is also possible that the transparency using AI, it is also to make decision is very accurate, or I can say AI system can be very good when we would like to give all the information from all the perspective and train them and test them uh, before launching for the production system. That is also possible that there are a lot of system they can run straight over the fly at real time in order to make the actions transparent, and will be helpful for the end user when they have any sort of query. That's all about the first section. That is all about introduction about AI, how AI works, what are the methodologies, how we will use them, and how it impact our industry. And at the end, we have discussed the concern that is related to the end user, why they are not more promoting at the moment as well for the AI, but we try our best to explain them in a general way. But in more concrete way, in our part 2, where we will use AI-based application, some user scenario, some input data, and then we will train those data with a certain methodology that we have discussed with the help of machine learning using a supervised learning approach or unsupervised learning approach. and we will discuss all these scenario in our next section. That will be all about. That will be approximately about 45 minutes. Thank you so much for your attention. Have a nice day. Bye.